Welcome, fellow consciousness explorers. Today, we're diving headfirst into the wild and wacky world of the Maharishi Effect. Buckle up! You're about to discover how a small group of meditators has the power to change the world. But first, let's meet Billy. Billy is your average Joe, living in an average town, with an above-average existential crisis.
Gee, I sure wish I could solve all the world's problems. Maybe I should run for president, or invent a robot that gives free hugs.
Oh, Billy, sweet, simple Billy. What if I told you that the solution to all of life's problems might be sitting right under your nose? Or rather, right between your ears. Enter the Maharishi Effect, a concept so mind-bending it makes quantum physics look like a game of peekaboo. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this for real? Well, after a decade of diving into consciousness studies and combing through dozens of scientific papers, I can tell you, it's not just real, it's revolutionary. In the next few minutes, we'll explore how this effect works, its potential impact on crime rates and education, and why it might be the key to global peace. Sitting still, silent, and connected could shake up the world. Named after Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the guy who brought Transcendental Meditation to the West and made the Beatles even more trippy. This effect suggests that when a small group of people meditate together, they can create changes in the world around them. And no, I'm not talking about the change in your account balance after signing up for a trendy meditation retreat.
Wow, so if I meditate, I can change the world? That's easier than my plan to teach squirrels to pick up litter.
Yes, Billy, much easier than your squirrel sanitation squad. But here's where it gets interesting. According to the Maharishi Effect, you don't need everyone to start chanting Om to see results. Just the square root of 1% of a population. For those of you who slept through math class, that's a pretty small number. In a city of 1 million people, you'd need about 100 dedicated meditators. That's fewer people than you'll find arguing about pineapple on pizza in any given Reddit thread.
But how do we know it actually works? Did someone do a science on it?
Oh, Billy, your childlike curiosity is as endearing as it is grammatically questionable. But yes, someone did indeed do a science on it. Several sciences, in fact. Let's take a trip to Washington, D.C., summer of 1993. A time when Jurassic Park was in theaters. Whoop, there it is, was climbing the charts. And a group of researchers decided to conduct the meditation equivalent of a flash mob. As the number of meditators grew from 800 to 4,000, something strange happened. The crime rate dropped by 23.3%. That's right, while the rest of the country was singing, "I got the power," these meditators were actually wielding it.
Gotcha. So meditation is like a superpower?
That's right, Billy. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Wait, no, that's Superman. Meditation just makes you sit really, really focused. But here's the kicker. If the group had kept meditating, researchers predicted crime could have dropped by 48%. That's almost half. Imagine a world with 48% less crime. We'd have to cancel half the CSI shows.
But how does it work? Is it magic?
Ah, Billy, always asking the hard-hitting questions. It's not magic, but it's close. It's quantum physics. According to Maharishi Vedic science, there's a unified field of natural law underlying all of existence. Think of it as a cosmic ocean of pure consciousness. When we meditate, we're not just calming our thoughts. We're doing the backstroke in this quantum soup. And when enough people do this together, it's like creating a tidal wave of good vibes that washes over the entire collective consciousness. It's like a flash mob, but instead of dancing to Uptown Funk, they're realigning the fabric of reality.
Gee, that sounds complicated. Is there a way to explain it that doesn't make my brain hurt?
Oh, Billy, your aversion to complex thought is both charming and concerning. Let's try this. Imagine your mind is a Wi-Fi router. Usually, it's just connecting to your devices at home. But when you meditate, you're boosting the signal. Get enough super boosted routers together, and suddenly the whole neighborhood is enjoying high-speed consciousness. But don't just take my word for it. There are 43 published papers on the Maharishi Effect, including 20 peer-reviewed studies. That's more scientific backing than most Instagram diet teas.
Wow. So if we all meditated, we could solve all the world's problems?
Well, Billy, I wouldn't go that far. We'd still have to deal with people who talk in movie theaters, and those who don't use their turn signals. But jokes aside, the implications are pretty huge. Schools that have implemented TM programs have seen improved grades and fewer detentions. Businesses report higher productivity and fewer coffee-fueled meltdowns. There's even evidence that it could reduce healthcare costs, though Big Pharma probably isn't too thrilled about that.
So why isn't everyone doing this? It sounds amazing.
Ah, Billy, maybe optimism is like a puppy chasing its tail, adorable, but ultimately futile. The truth is, change is hard. It's much easier to binge-watch Netflix and complain about the world than to sit quietly, thoughtless, and potentially alter the fabric of reality. Plus, there are skeptics. Some say the effects could be due to other factors, like changes in police patrolling or economic conditions. Others argue that the mechanism is unclear. To which I say, so is the plot of Inception, but that doesn't make it any less awesome.
But if it could really change the world, shouldn't we at least try?
You know what, Billy? You're absolutely right. In a world facing climate change, political division, and TikTok dances, maybe it's time we gave peace a chance, not just as a nice idea, but as a practical, scientifically backed method for transformation. So, here's a thought to meditate on. What if the most radical act of change isn't marching in the streets or tweeting angrily, but simply sitting quietly and aligning yourself with the cosmic ocean of consciousness that connects us all?
Wow, that's deep. I think I need to sit down and think about this.
That's the idea, Billy. That's the idea. And who knows, maybe the next time you're feeling that inexplicable sense of oneness with the universe, it won't just be the mushrooms you ate. It might be the start of a whole new world.